Just Moni. What y'all think? Is she bad?
Wait for the camera.
Is she beautiful? That's right. So, we're gonna today, since she was the first event we did here was Power to the People, featuring Cynthia McKinney. That's why you look up here and you see her name on the building, because she was with us from day one when we started back in October. And she's back. And since then, she's been through a lot, you know? Cynthia McKinney, she done rode hard, you know what I'm saying? The Honorable Cynthia McKinney, former Congresswoman from Georgia, Green Party presidential candidate, 2008, and absolutely a human rights advocate in the spirit of our brother, El-Haj Malik Shabazz. With no further ado, please give it up for Cynthia McKinney.
Thank you, thank you. It is absolutely a pleasure for me to see the sun in Seattle today. Best Peace Center. I've been through a lot since I was here the last time. And it's always a pleasure for me to come here because I know that there are positive things going on here. The series of workshops that was held today, these are life skills, survival skills at a time of distress in our country, when we don't know what tomorrow is going to bring, what new outrage tomorrow is going to bring, what new outrage Washington, D.C. is going to visit upon our people, is going to visit upon the global community. But one of the responsibilities that we have is to prepare ourselves. And that's what this day was about today at Umoja Peace Fest Peace Center. It was about preparing ourselves and about building a sense of community, about understanding who we are, our identity, our community, our unity, and preparation. Now, I guess I should be even thankful to be here this afternoon, because since I left you last, I embarked upon a little journey. And that journey was to deliver medical supplies to the people of Gaza after Israel began its bombardment. Can you imagine an area the size of Seattle all of a sudden being visited by F-16s, white phosphorus, depleted uranium, and there's no way to get out? And it was incumbent upon some of us to say, we don't mind, we will go there. And we will do what we can to help alleviate the pain and the suffering. We left from Cyprus. In international waters we traveled. And while we were in international waters with 3 tons of medical supplies and a boat full of physicians, we were attacked. Our boat was rammed and completely destroyed by the Israeli Navy. The only thing that saved us was the fact that it was a very, very old boat, made completely of wooden construction. And so therefore the boat survived. And because the boat survived, we were able to survive. But we were stranded in the middle of the Mediterranean Sea, and we didn't know who was going to come and rescue us. We were there. We could have gone to Egypt, but as you know, Egypt is a collaborationist government. We probably would have ended up in prison. We could have gone to Israel. Well, if we had gone to Israel, of course, we'd been lucky to end up in prison. And then there was Lebanon. But we didn't know whether Lebanon would accept us or not. Thank goodness we had CNN on board with us. We had Al Jazeera on board with us. And they both contacted contacted the Israelis. They both contacted the Lebanese. And finally, we got a message from Lebanon that they would rescue us. And I can't even begin to explain to you or to describe to you the reception that we received in Lebanon as a result of our failed effort to deliver those medical supplies to the people of Gaza. And incredibly, after I returned, I received messages from folk saying, "What were you doing over there? Why do you care about what happens over there?" Well, in large measure, what happens over there, sadly, is caused by the policies that happen over here. We supply the engines that were in those boats, those warships that rammed us. We supply the depleted uranium that is actually changing the immune system, the DNA structure of human beings over there in Palestine. We supply the white phosphorus that was used, the dime weapons that was used, the military technology that was used. We supply the means of oppression. We supply the means of war. We supply the means of occupation for various places all over the world. And so it's incumbent upon us to change what we can over here so that we can alleviate the suffering that takes place over there. And that's all I was trying to do over there. Now, there were some people who were caught up in the moment in November of 2008 about hope and change and making a difference and making sure that the United States policy was going to change. That's national policy. As Y. King has said, there's also a situation with local policy. We have right here in Seattle a mayor's race that's ongoing as we speak. There will probably be members of council elected. At some point, the city council, the county commission members will come before you, state house and state senate, as well as your Congress members. They make public policy for you. And therefore, we cannot become tricked or fooled in any kind of way by slick media campaigns that have at their very base the objective to fool you. But the responsibility is to understand that the struggle that we must engage in every day has gone to a new level. It has gone to a level where we cannot look at a candidate's gender and think that because that candidate is a woman, that that candidate is going to represent our values. We can't do that anymore, because we have seen that when we put women in high places, women can also represent the values of the men who do these horrible things. Women like Madeleine Albright, women like Condoleezza Rice, they chose a side, and that side was against us. But by the same token, we also can't feel good about the fact that we vote for black people, because there are some black people who also choose sides, and the side that they choose is not the side of the people. So now is the time, more than ever, as the United States goes through this tremendous change, that we understand that the forces that are arrayed against us will use women, will use black people, will use any face that they think will be a friendly face to us in order to perpetrate their policies